All right, in order to demonstrate caustics, I must have a caustic material. Under mental ray, there's a dielectric material. We're going to use it on the jack. So replace that ugly color with a dielectric. Now the dielectric can be any color, so if we want it the same color as what we had before, that orange, we can go simply to red, choose some orange, and I'm going to pick out a pretty saturated looking orange. Now notice that the orange does not show up. Anytime the MIA material or a mental ray material is activated, it has a hard time formulating that real time. So we're going to have to kind of look at it like this. Okay. You see it's taking a long time to calculate, but the dielectric is, in other words, glass. Okay. So that's a glass shader. So now you're seeing that it's red in the center, but as light formulates in the scene, I'm getting this yellow being picked up and this green being picked up over here. Very cool. Let's look at it a little bit closer and also grab my light. When it says emit photons, it doesn't say anything about caustic photons. So we're going to switch this around and not cast global illumination cause. We're going to put caustics involved. Okay. So now I have, I might have to off click it and then click it again. There we go. So now we have caustic photons. Well, again, if you want to learn anything about light, ramp it up. Let's say I put a 0.5 in here. What happens? Huge light show. Lots of photons. The photons are going in through the glass and transmitting all the way through the walls. Okay? Very cool. This is where students are like, oh my gosh, this changes everything. I now know my purpose in life. Everything must be a glass shader. Okay. And now you know why I made this little widget tool, because light just goes all the way through it. It's really kind of neat to look at. It's got a lot of differences in it. Okay, so I'm going to hit escape just a little bit here. And so that's what it would look like with full tilt. Notice that's even with final gathering on. So caustics are very powerful creatures. You would not want to rank it down to 5. In fact, I would say 1 is even too powerful. So I hit escape there. I'll change it to 2. And it looks like 1.5. Now, it's because of the distance of the light. If I put the light closer, you would see it a lot better. So there we go. We have a little bit of caustic showing up, and we got a little bit of light where the light isn't totally blowing out the object too. Well, there is another feature here. It's called Photon Intensity in caustic photon numbers. Okay, so if I rank the intensity up, I don't know if we can go to 10,000 or not. Again, rank it to the maximum, see what that does. You can see now we have a little bit more photonic energy or more caustics appearing on the ground. Okay, that's all that does. And it does it in such a way that, again, the light isn't blown out. So if you ever need to adjust it, you can use photon intensity. The number of caustic that appear, if I hump this to another 0, you're going to see a little bit of a change. One, it takes a huge freaking time to calculate. But photons are now, the caustics are appearing way out here, even on a low setting. So the range has been increased. I can also see a little bit in the walls. To really see what these look like, again, you should probably take off final gathering. And then you can see exactly what those settings are doing. Final gathering is kind of muddying it together so you're not seeing the true effect. Very cool. Sometimes final gathering looks better off with caustics. Okay, so what happens if I mix the breeds together? Let's say I put global illumination on and global and caustics and final gathering. What kind of mess does that make? Not really any. It's just the fact that it takes a really long time to calculate. Because now you're getting all sorts of different kind of light within the scene. So the shadows are going to be different colors. We got the yellow and we get the green. Then we got these caustics appearing here. So good show. Just long time to render. That's all. Very fast machine. Oh, chunk it out in no time. All right. So that is caustics. And you can try it in different fashions. One thing I do kind of want to show you is on the material. Here's the dielectric material. Notice there is a 1.5 here. And you can think of the index of refraction. 1.5 would be glass, and 1.3 would be water. So if you ever want to try 1.3, and you can look up index of refraction on different objects or different types of material. But if you put two of these together, you could actually make it look like there's water in a glass. Here you're not going to see much difference because of the fact that it's all 1.3. Okay. But I would try playing around with that number. Again, what's the hurt if I put this at 0.5? Okay. Then you would see a little bit of a difference, and then you rank it up to 2 and see the difference and be a scientist about this stuff. I can just kind of show you where things are at and what the settings are, but, there's no finite definitive answer for that. So now you're seeing, wow, there's all kinds of weird white appearing. What's from that? Well, it's refracting just a little bit different. So light enters the glass a little bit different and exits the glass a little bit different. You got a spot way out here even. In this case, it's a very shallow reflection, and you can see that it's not going all the way through the object. And that's why. You can think of this type of refraction as to be like the mother of pearl, or maybe a foil type effect. And then if you got like 4, it would be super thin glass. So there we go. That is caustic photons. And you can see 4 takes a really long time to calculate. Alright, now play around with those numbers and you should have a little bit of fun. 1.5 and 1.3 are about the ones that I use all the time. Have a good one until next video.